Okay, our special meeting for the Washington County Quorum Court has been called to order. I'd like to welcome and thank everyone for attending a special meeting. We're going to go ahead and kick off with a prayer and pledge, and Justice Lunchroom is going to do that for us.
We're going to do prayer. Our gracious Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing upon this meeting tonight. We ask that you would impart to each one of us the wisdom that's required to make proper decisions concerning the issues before us. We ask your blessing upon our county and the people that dwell therein. We ask in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Ms. Jamie, you'll take a roll call.
Daniel Balls. Harvey Bowman. Robert Dennis.
Here.
Lisa Ecke.
Here.
Ann Harbison.
Here.
Joe Kiklak.
Here.
Roddy Lloyd.
Here.
Tom Lundstrom.
Here.
Eva Madison. Here. Sue Madison. Joel Maxwell. Joe Patterson. Butch Pond.
Here.
Bill Ussery.
All right. And a very short agenda, it looks like, but adoption of the agenda, we get a motion. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We have the adoption of the agenda. First on the item is the resolution for Arkansas unpaid grants, roads grants. Council, you want to? Well, let me ask. Do we have someone who wants to suspend? We want to go ahead and read the whole resolution. I really was.
Thank you, Mr. Judge. I apologize. I forgot we were in an actual special meeting in the Quorum Court. I would move that we suspend the rules. This is only a resolution. But anyway, read resolutions, ordinances, whatever tonight by title only.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Councilor?
This is be resolution number 2017-4, a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application to the Arkansas Unpaved Roads Grant for road improvements on Sugar Mountain Road.
And any comments, public comments, discussions? Justice Madison.
Thank you, Mr. Judge. From whom do the unpaved roads grants come? Is this an entity in the sky, or is it?
No, that's the Arkansas Highway
Highway and Transportation.
Okay.
Okay.
And I guess
Well, they have lots of money, so we should get this grant.
I hear you. In fact, they're behind, and that's why we just got it. I think we just had them.
Well, they're
in.
capable of doing nonstop construction on every road in Arkansas, I think.
We're
Thank
pretty
you.
excited about having this one, so. Any other comments, discussion?
I have a question.
Sure. Justice Lundstrom.
Is this a non-matching grant?
It's matching.
That's matching.
It's matching.
50%.
It is matching. That's right.
50% matching.
It's matching.
Oh, it is matching?
Yes.
Put up 75,000.
That's it. Yes,
Thank you.
75,000. That's right. Other discussions? Justice Bowman.
Guys, I think this is the same grant I went down last year to try to talk to the folks about and learned about this program. And I tried to go ahead and get the appropriation, I'm going to get a application done for last year. And they wouldn't accept us because I wasn't a member of the road department. And I think, Carlton, you have some contact with the guy, or he came up and looked at it and
Ordinarily, there's a gentleman named Clay, I forget his last name, but he runs this program. He looks at all of the proposals from the county of what they're wanting to do before he ever he'll tell you if that project is eligible for the grant. This project is eligible for a grant from the standpoint that it's got to be an unpaved road, it's got to have drainage problems that relate to silt, and primarily the White River, and sediments and pollution of the White River. So we're building the new bridge, which is the Woolsey's Bridge. This road is adjacent, across the road from that, goes up the mountain very steeply. It needs about 12 or 13 drainage culverts, some ditching, some paved ditch, and diversions of waters to the other watersheds to reduce the settlement. He looked at the project, and if you walked a half a mile up that mountain, which I didn't, the younger guys did, with him, and he came down and he said, this is a very good project. It's doing what the intent is. It's going to reduce the settlement to the White River because there was, as you could see, there was settlement and gravels and dirt on Old Highway 71 across the road. So, but he put the hooker to us. He said it's got to be in by Thursday. This was Monday.
Right.
Well, today's Tuesday. So we said, can we get a stay because you came so late? He called the main gentleman that was ahead of it, said nope, said the grant's got to be in. So we have put together this grant application in less than 24 hours, and I want to commend the entire crew, the road crew, and the grants department, and the legal counsel to getting us on the agenda tonight for this particular order of business. We have matched it, we will match it, but we can match it with in-kind, our equipment, our labor, and our forces. So that makes it a very palatable thing for us. We would probably spend grading this road and fixing this drainage approximately half of what we are going to spend to fix it properly in-kind services. So that's where we are. And so it's, anytime I get $1 for $1 and spend $1 and get $2 value, I like it.
Guys, this guy Clay he's talking about
Clay Knighton.
is the same guy I went back and forth with down there with phone calls and in-person visit when I went down for that day, and emails, and I hassled them pretty good because they wouldn't let us participate. So I don't know what brought him up here this time, but I'm sure glad to do it because I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of sediment going into that river right off that road. So this is a great project. Thank you.
Well, when we got aware of this, and this was in the files, our grants department contacted their agency, set up the meeting, and he was just very late in getting here, and we could not prepare the package until he gave his blessing. So that's the way this particular grant worked.
Thanks. Thanks, Chief Mills.
Shift in the morning. It's ready.
Justice Zeki.
We have our letters from our representatives, our senators, everything. We've done this in 2 days.
Justice Zeki.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Gales?
Yes.
You were saying the matching funds are going to come from
The road
the
department.
road department, your labor, your,
We're going to put in our equipment, we're going to put in our labor, and we're going
and they
to,
will accept that as matching funds?
matching funds, in-kind funds are acceptable.
Okay,
We manufacture our wing walls and head walls and some of our pipes that we have in stock. So we do not feel that the $75,000 is going to be a burden on our budget.
Justice
We
Pine.
can match this.
Justice Pine.
thank you, Mr. Gales.
Pardon me? Well, Justice Harbison may have one.
Well, this is a good deal, and I'm glad, that we've gotten it. And it's, the sediment is a big deal with sediments going into Beaver Lake. There's a lot of programs going on right now that are trying to cut sediments going into Beaver Lake. So anyway, congratulations for everybody getting on that, and congratulations, Harvey. You know, you never know when something might come to fruition, even though you may not know at that time. So thanks.
Any other questions? Thank you, Chief.
I have one other thing to add on this. He did tell us that there's a program available for the Illinois River Basin, and he's going to get that information to us just like the White River. And he indicated to me that it could be more than this $75,000 cap. So I was very excited about that information because this is new, and I don't know if we'll make it this year or if we are into next year on it, but we are strictly going to follow that to see what we can do over in the western part of the county.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Sure, Justice Lundstrom.
I'm still, the matching funds, according to this sheet, that's one of the problems we have with doing away with the rules and not reading these ordinances. This is the first time we've seen this, so that's why I didn't know. But it says that it's only 50% matching funds. So that would be $37,500, wouldn't it?
So it's a $75,000 grant, and the verbiage in that, if we check that out, we can get up to $75,000.
And it says will require a 50% match by the county.
Right.
50% of 75,000 would be 37,500. I'm just wondering if you can do all that, the grading, replacing 12, 13 boxes, chip and seal and everything else for even $107,000 or 100.
Our program is that we're asking for 75, we're going to put in 75. I know that.
Chief, come to the mic.
I know the minimum obligation that we would have to put in would be, like you say, 50%. And we discussed that, but in order to do this project properly, I feel, and we have looked at it, and as an engineer, that we need to do about a $150,000 project to solve all these problems.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but that's.
And that's
when
why
we look
we.
at this piece of
that's why-
paper, we're only looking at $100,000. So we're
But
going.
we, in our budget, in our application, we put in what we were going to do. We were going to do $75,000 worth, and they were going to give us $75,000, made it a $150,000 project.
Well, these boxes that we're talking about putting under the road, those actually cost us money in labor, materials.
Sure, yeah.
Transportation, everything else, compared to equipment and labor. So it looks like the actual cost of this, like you say, may reach $150,000. But I'm just wondering if the road department is going to have to end up putting up $40,000 or $50,000 out of their budget to get this done, plus their $75,000.
It's not my intent. We get to 75,000, and then once we reach the minimum, then in order to do this project, we can go ahead and, there's no limitation of what we can do, but we're budgeting $150,000 for the project, $75,000 grant, $75,000 for us. We feel like that we have that money in this year's budget, not coming for any extra, and complete this project.
Okay, we'll just have to wait and see what it costs. Right now, we're speculating, but it's only 1/2 mile of road are we chip and sealing only 1/2 mile, or is the road that we're chipping and sealing
That's all we have,
longer?
and that's all we have for this particular project, and that's all. The chip and seal program, this road is not in our original chip and seal program, see, for this year,
But somewhere I got the idea we were going to chip and seal it.
the 1/2 mile.
just the half mile. How long is the actual road?
What's wrong?
It winds around, I think it's about 4 miles or more coming out at the other end down there.
Okay, so you would only be working on one half mile.
That's-
It would take that many boxes to do that half
To
mile?
come down off that mountain.
Okay. I'm gonna have to drive out there and take a look at that, so get
We
get
were
a picture
thinking
of how
about,
that works.
yeah, I'll definitely drive with you and show you.
Yeah, while I'm on the floor, I'll also make a motion, we pass it on to the full quorum court with a due pass recommendation. Second.
That's us. We are.
We are a quorum meeting.
That's it, that's it.
Okay, I make a motion, we pass it.
Second.
We got all in favor? Aye. All right. Do we do a roll call on this? No roll call? All right. Justice Harbison had a question.
I just wanted to make the comment, the normal maintenance of this road, I'm sure he's including in the cost of the normal maintenance of this road to improve this road. This road is extremely steep, and it's, it's a good deal. And when we're talking about in-kind, I think we just need to figure in the cost that we normally spend on that road in this project. And, it may be $150,000, but we're probably going to, and I don't have any idea how much we'll be spending that we regularly spend on gravel and everything that washes off that road every time it rains, pulling those ditches because they're filling up with dirt. And this is a continuous process on that road. And this is going to save us money in the long run, and it's going to give us a good road. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Harbison.
I just wondered, you get to vote 3 times? I'm ready to vote.
All right.
Yeah.
You-
The motion is what we voted on, so now it's time to vote.
Right, and that'll be on the roll call? No roll call on the resolution? Okay, so then I'd take a motion.
Or no, you say all in favor?
All in favor? We already did all that then, so we're good.
All in favor.
All right. And we said aye.
No, that was on the motion. Now you need to say we're voting on the resolution.
On the resolution, okay, so now we vote, we did that, and we
Okay.
passed on that. All right, so we're good. Just, and the ayes have it, got it, sure, we're good. Ayes have it. Ms. Jamie, we good? Justice Maxwell, you want to take the next one, quorum court letter?
Thank you, Judge. First of all, let me just say thank you for giving audience to this last night. I think it's very timely. I want to say thank you to a couple extra people as well, to Judge Wood for all his work on the background, and for Attorney Lester for his work, and also Ms. Harris. She's not here tonight, but really made this turn around quickly. I think this is going to put us in very good standing to have as good a chance as anybody in the state to take these resources that the governor's allocated and put them to a really good use for a lot of people in the state, and specifically here in Washington and Benton County. So thank you very much. And last night, I think everyone signed the resolution, or the letter. Appreciate that. So I think we're in good shape, but I would make a motion that we pass this. Thank you.
It's been moved, properly second. All in favor? Those opposed? Okay, and ayes have that. And just as a FYI, we did get the letter from Judge Mooring this evening, and looking to hear from Judge Weaver tomorrow with his letter. So it's really putting the counties together. So public comments. All right, one other motion.
Do we adjourn?
It's been moved and second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.